Hello, 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 everyone. Hope you're having an awesome Monday. You had an awesome and fantastic weekend. Yeah, let's go with weekend. It was an interesting. It was good. It was a good weekend for us all out here in our area. And we're starting off our wonderful Monday here and starting the week off well. Hope everyone is having a great week. Start your week as well. So let's get this thing rocking and rolling. We're coming, man. It is December 12th. It's a great day in our family where December 12th has a lot of significance to us. So we take this day and, yeah, it's a really good day for us. So yeah, very excited for this day. And man, we are almost, I'm hitting my mic here. It's pretty exciting here. I'm so excited. I'm knocking my mic around. But we are almost at the end of the year, which is I'm still trying to like wrap my head around this year that we're still like, I keep saying this each week is that somehow I don't know how we're almost at the end of the year. Like it's just still kind of crazy to me, but we are. And with that, I feel like over the last little bit, there like last week I think we talked a little bit about like I re-aired the Stephen Apicella episode about CLV, and I will touch on that a little bit more. Maybe maybe we'll do another episode about it towards the end, maybe next week or something. If not at the start of the year, because I just feel like that is just like such a buzzword right now. Like whether it's CLV or CDP or insert another acronym there. But I feel like the other thing I'm hearing a lot about this merchandising and like I said, we're just going to jump into this right now that I feel not feel it's not feel because it's facts, not feelings. Like I am on a lot of meetings and I'm sitting on a lot of calls, a lot of meetings, a lot of whatever about merchandising. Like there's a ton about that. And I'm not sure if anybody else is on these, but like I'm hearing a lot about this. So I want to talk just a little bit about that. And it's like, if if you're thinking, hey, a picture's worth 1,000 words, right? Well, what's video is worth? And then what if those videos and those photos are bad? Like we are just burning through that money, right? And we've all seen there's so many stats on this. It's like 3,000%, 300% if you have a stock photo of your inventory. Like it's not a good situation, right? So it's just not good. So that all this leads me to just kind of go in to say, hey, are we doing the right thing? Is everything correct in what we're doing? And so I want to go on a little, as we all know, kind of just a couple years back, Chris and I were looking to build a home, and there was a very short time period where we said, well, maybe we'll buy a home, and that time period was so brief that like I said, it was really brief. And so I'm on Zillow, doing the Zillow thing, scrolling through photos, scrolling and looking at homes, and we kind of had an idea of where we wanted to live, but kind of look around. So anyone that's familiar with Zillow, first off, if you use Zillow, the minute you use Zillow, like you just get bombarded with emails and texts, and then it's out of control. But that's a whole other situation. But so I'm going through, and I to this day I remember looking at this home, and I did like an audible gasp, like, "Oh, that is the ugliest home." And I actually said those words, like, "That is the ugliest. That is the ugliest home." And I remember showing Chris, and I was like, "Oh, this is just an ugly home," and didn't think twice about it, right? So that weekend, fast forward to that weekend, we are driving around looking at homes just to kind of one get an idea of like things we like, whatever, but also like, hey, let's see what the market is. And we had neighborhoods we liked, what have you, and we're driving around and we come to this home in this neighborhood, and I go, man, that looks oddly familiar. That can't be the same home, can it? So before I go any further, is anybody seen NailedIt out there? Like I nailed it. If I ever need like a good laugh, I freaking love this show on Netflix. It's if anyone it's hilarious. It's great. So this is like the epitome of that. Like I feel like this person, whoever was the real estate agent or the photographer for the real estate agent, had taken this beautiful home, and was like, all right, so I'm going to watch one YouTube video and I'm going to photograph this house, and it looks nothing like what it's supposed to be. Like they did the absolute worst job they could have done on this. It was atrocious. It was such a bad photographer job. So I literally, we were sitting in front of this home. I go, Chris, that's the same home. And like we literally pulled up Zillow and looked at the home. I go, these look nothing alike, like nothing alike. Now, the what main pull point of this is that we ended up getting this home. We ended up buying this home. But if we had not just happenstance driven by this home, we would have never seen this home because I we literally completely wrote off this home. It was so the photography was so bad on it, and yet this person, so I bring this back into our industry. Like, how often are we merchandising our inventory incorrectly? How often do we put our website that it's so clunky that we are literally not even gonna chance the plate because it's so bad? And we've all been there. Like, so many times, whether in even if it's not in our industry, whether it's we'll go back to my shoe fetish. It's not a fetish, shoe addiction. That I'll go on a site that if I there have been multiple times I get a shoe and there was literally I couldn't find anything online about it, but man, how awesome would it have been? And if I can find more about that shoe and I could actually not just get photos of it, but if I could get video of it, oh man, I do so much research beforehand to like get the look and feel. I mean, I just got today. There's a new. It's not coming until 2023. It's a Jordan 5 that's coming out. But I can sit there and look, and I will spend hours looking at that. The better the photos and looking at it, and just to get the look and feel and everything about it. And the same thing with our inventory. Are we doing that? Are we doing that with our websites? Are we making it so difficult and completely writing ourselves off and our clients off because they can't even get to what they want to do? So, like I said, I've been sitting through so many merchandising calls and webinars and meetings. I just feel like it's been over especially the last probably month to 2 months. I've been on a lot of these, and it's like we are just lighting money on fire if we can't merchandise correctly. But do we know how? Are we just there's so many ways to do this correctly? Whether it's, hey, I'm looking at photos that you've got a person in the background, or hey, we're adding stock photos, or you can't read it, they're blurry, or you've got whether it's the site, like, don't get me started on sites and optimizing your sites and making them look appealing to the consumer. But let's stick with merchandising correctly. And this just all got me thinking. I was like, man, I go back to my own experience, just us looking at we 100% wrote off this house. 100% did. And if it hadn't have been us just randomly driving around and seeing this home, and I wish I still had the photo of what this photographer did, but he or she did just an atrocious job photographing this house, and that could have cost them a lot of money. And we, as what we're doing right now, are we doing the same thing? And I know some of us are. And I know there are businesses out there doing that. And there's other people are doing other businesses that are doing it well. So anyways, it got me thinking a little bit today. And as we all know, I like to keep my Monday little podcast and Monday sessions here with you all very short because it's Monday, and Mondays are psycho and they're busy and they're insane. And we got Monday meetings. And so just a little food for thought to make sure that when you're merchandising, make sure, as because this seems to be a very hot topic right now, is just to make sure you're merchandising correctly. Do a quick audit, go through. The last one I sat on was on the things used cars on Friday with David Long and the Soto crew. That we're going into winter right now. Do a digital checklist and go through it. If especially living in Chicago, if I still go through it and I see that your inventory has grass in it, if it has sunny photos, that's probably a bit of a problem. Like, maybe just look at that. Just do a quick audit to see how your photos are. See how many, there's so many different ways you can go through and see how many of your vehicles have photos on them. If you have the ability and the financial wherewithal to have video, do that as well. There's all of these things sell, and it helps move your vehicles. It helps the consumer have a better experience on their end as well. So all these little things just help. And when it's done incorrectly and it's a bad experience, and there's all little things. I mean, when as a user experience, when I see one car's facing this way, another car's facing this way, one's facing this way, as the very first photo, that's just a bad experience. So little things, just it makes a huge difference, and it means more money in your pocket. So just little tweaks here and there can make a huge difference, and it can really make it mean a selling the car, not selling the car, or making more money or less money. So little things here and there. So with that, everyone, as always, I'm going to wrap this up here. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Have a great week. Continue the month out strong, and everyone, we'll see you all Friday. As always, like I said, I like to keep these Monday ones very short for everyone. And we're gonna jump off here, and everyone, as always, December is it's a great time to find a way to serve. Find a way to serve all the time. Find a way to help your fellow colleague, your neighbor, your whomever. And this is December is an easy time to do that. So everyone have a wonderful rest of your day, your rest of your week, rest of your month, and we'll see everyone on Friday. We'll see everyone. All right, talk to you later. Bye bye.